Hey everybody, welcome back to Mixing Music Analog and mixingmusicanalog.com and here on my YouTube channel, and I got a little bit of a gear problem. I have a master bus gear dilemma that I want your help with. All my faithful subscribers and followers, we're gonna have a little story time today, and you're gonna let me know in the comments. You're gonna help me make a decision. So we're gonna get to that in a second, but hey, before we get to that, YouTube analytics is telling me that 70% of the people that watch these videos on this channel aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel. I can't even believe that. 70% of you are not subscribed. So if you're one of those people that are not subscribed, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel. Even if you don't come back for every single video, although I wish you would, it really does help content creators like myself. It allows good old Uncle Dave to come back and continue to do videos for you. So please, 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 if you're not subscribed, subscribe. We want to get that 70% all the way down to like 25% or lower. Okay, so we want most of us, 75% of you are subscribed, not unsubscribed. Okay, enough of that. Now, before we get to my master bus problem, I got a new mix up on the console I'm gonna be doing for a client, and I wanna introduce you to this band. Check out all the links in the description box below. We're gonna see a lot of them on this channel in the upcoming months in 2023. I'm using my handheld camera today, so I apologize up front for any shaky video. Please be patient. Anyway, we have a band, Laini The Wildfire, band out of Connecticut, awesome pop, rock, Americana band, fantastic female vocalist. You're really gonna dig this. We're getting ready to do the song, Hold On To Your Soul. And they got some live tracks that we're gonna be mixing as well. Both here at Mixing Music Analog, as well as mixingmadeeasy.net. If you wanna learn how to mix, all in the box, in a very non-technical way, check out mixingmadeeasy.net. Okay, so thank you so much to Laini The Wildfire for allowing me to use your song on our YouTube channel and for the courses, and I really do appreciate it, and I fully support what they do, and I hope you do as well. So let's talk about our problem here. I'm gonna get my chair. We're doing this completely impromptu here, so again, I apologize for any shaky camera work, but we gotta have a story time. So here we go. Let me get my camera positioned. You know, if you've been watching this channel at all, for any length of time, you know that my master bus, we have a master bus problem today we got to talk about. The master bus that I've been using, the hardware that I've been using on the master bus since the beginning has been the SSL Fusion, which I really like, by the way. SSL Fusion is awesome. We all like the SSL Fusion. Let me give you a little more brightness here. There we go. Okay, SSL Fusion's great. The signal flow is going out of the console into the Fusion through all the different modules, out of the Fusion back into the console into the G-Series bus compressor, which sounded amazing. Okay? Over the last few months, I've been wanting to try something different from the master bus on the master bus. I wanted a little more flexibility with my EQ. I wanted a little bit more flexibility with my harmonic distortion and my saturation and my stereo width. So the first piece I picked up, which you've probably seen the unboxing video, if you have not, go check the link in the description box. I picked up the Empress EQ by Gain Lab Audio on the top there. It's a Pultec style EQ with a midband and a bunch of ways you can change the EQ curve, as well as an extra tube distortion circuit. Love this thing. Yes, there's gonna be a video coming soon for everybody that's asked me a bunch of times. We're gonna do one, I promise. Okay, we're gonna do that and the one and the piece right underneath it, the audio-scape 260 VU, which is the DBX 160. Okay, but that Empress EQ was the first piece I picked up. So when I got that, I would go from the Fusion into the Empress, and I would bypass the Violet EQ here on the Fusion. Then after that, I went out and picked up the Neve 542s, which are the tape emulators, which by the way, are amazing. If you want something on the master bus that really is gonna give you a lot of flexibility and just sounds great, this thing is awesome. So those are my tape emulators. So then my signal path was from the Fusion, or actually I went from the EQ, out of the board to the EQ, out of the EQ, into the Fusion, and then I went into the 542s, and I was using the vintage drive on the Fusion just a little bit, and then I was kind of layering it with the 542s. Then I recently got a brand new piece, which I'm going to show you right now. You've probably already seen it on camera. I've passed it twice. Do you know what it is? Let's go over here to the left. Now we have the SPL Big, which again is an awesome piece. Yes, there'll be a YouTube video. And we also got the DBX 510, which is a subharmonic generator, which we'll talk about later too. But anyway, now we got another stereo widener, which again, is just amazing. What a great piece. So now the signal flow was going out of the console. I can completely bypass the Fusion. I went from the console to the EQ. You following along, connect the dots, the bouncing ball, to the Neves, out of the Neves, to the SPL, out of the SPL, back into the console. And I gotta tell you, it sounds freaking amazing. So I started thinking, because you know I like to think, now that I have an EQ into the tape, into the widener, why in the world do I still need this? Huh? Tell me, why? What do I need this for? Yes, it sounds a little bit different, and yeah, I guess you can have choices. Every track can sound a little different, but I'm trying to limit my options, as I always tell you guys. I don't need redundancy. As much as I love the Fusion, and I really do like the Fusion, the vintage drive on the Fusion, which is great, the porticos are better, the tape emulators are better. More flexibility, could be more or less subtle. The Violet EQ on the Fusion is really cool, but that Empress EQ that we talked about, I'm not going to raise the camera again, that blows this EQ out of the water as far as the amount of features and the overall sound quality. Not that this doesn't sound good, this is just a shelving EQ. That Empress has a lot more flexibility. Yeah, the high frequency compressor, that's something that, you know, I get it. The high frequency compressor, that's not something that I have on any other piece. However, I only use that about 25% of the time, 20% of the time. Is it worth keeping this just for that? Probably not. And the stereo imager, again, the SPL Big, has way more flexibility. Sounds to me better than this. I mean, it's got more flexibility. It's just a better unit overall. Yes, I use the transformer circuit on the SSL on the Fusion, but I already got transformers in the EQ. Do I really need it? So my dilemma is, should I keep this thing? Why not sell this? I thought to myself, hey self, why not sell this? Let your master bus chain just be the EQ into the Neves, into the SPL, back into the console, and get rid of this. It's redundant, right? I could get myself, I'd love to get another 500 rack, and I would love to maybe get at least a pair of some maybe Neve 1073 EQs to build out my EQ collection, because I got plenty of compressors, at least for now. I got plenty of compressors. And I don't have as many EQs. I got the API 55 stereo EQ, 5500, which I love. I got the audio-scape Pultec mono unit, which I love. And I got a pair of Tridents, which I love. But it would be nice to have a pair of Neves. Then I'll have Neve, API, Trident, Pultec, and SSL in the console. So that's what I'm thinking. So if I wanted to make room for a 500 rack, I would need at least 3 spaces. Well, if you look down here, and I'll turn up the brightness a little bit if you need it, beneath the Pultec, next to the audio-scape reverb, what do you see? A couple empty spaces. That used to be the Line 6 Echo Pros, which I sold last week. I wasn't using them. I said that in my last studio rack update. They were cool, but again, the delay plugins were just as good and easier to use. So I freed up 2 spaces there. And if I could free up 2 spaces with the Fusion, then that'll allow me to put a 500 rack. And in that 500 rack, not only could I put a pair of Neves in there like I'm talking about, but maybe I could fill it up with some other stuff over time. Maybe some more EQ, some compression, maybe something different. Maybe a transient designer. Every so often I need one of those. Maybe a couple of more of these SPL de-essers. These SPL de-essers are awesome. I wish I had 4 of them. They're cheap. They're better than any de-esser plugin I've ever used. Maybe a pair of de-essers. Who knows? So that's my dilemma. What do you guys think? Let me know below. Anybody want to buy a Fusion? So I could keep the Fusion. I could use it or not use it. I can use it on one mix and not use it on the other. But here's the thing, man. I'll back up here. I have 2 racks of gear. And my goal is to keep it only at 2 racks of gear. Primarily because I don't have any more real estate in this room to put another piece of gear, another rack full of gear. And by the way, I don't use all these pieces in every single mix, obviously. But I use them all fairly frequently, except now the Fusion is the one we're talking about. So my goal is to just maximize what I have in these racks and limit my options so I'm not, you know, doing what we used to do in the box, what I even used to do in the box of plugins, have 2,000 plugins and can't decide what I want to use on one mix to another. I want to limit my options. Limitations are a good thing. And so this is what I want to do. So let me know in the comments below if you think I ought to sell this. I haven't decided yet. I mean, it almost seems like it's sacrilege to sell it. But honestly, sometimes you just got to make the jump. You just got to do it, man. You just got to do it. So that's our little story time today. Again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Again, if you're one of those 70% not subscribed to the channel, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Subscribe and help Uncle Dave out. I really do appreciate it. Once again, check out Laini The Wildfire. Links will be in the description box below. We're going to hear a lot more of them on this channel. Okay, we're going to be using some really cool tracks to do some gear demonstration, to do some content, to do some mixing stuff, live streams. We got a lot of stuff coming up. They're really great and they're really gracious, and I appreciate all their support letting us use their music. So go show them some love. And until the next video, oh, by the way, if you don't know, March 2023, I released my first hybrid mixing course called Mixing Hybrid Pop Rock with the artist Brandon Van Allen. Really cool course. Came out in March. Ton of you purchased it. Thank you so much in advance. If you have not checked out Mixing Hybrid Pop, go check it out on the website. Link will be below in the description. Coming up in July, August of 2023. So if you're watching this video after that, we will have our second hybrid mixing course. Hybrid mixing, or mixing hybrid acoustic rock with the band Elm Treason. A completely different tune with a completely different set of challenges from the first mixing hybrid course. So make sure you click the link in the description box. Go check that out. That is coming in the summer of 2023, where we use the console, all the gear. You see a real mix from start to finish in real time, 5-6 hours in length. These courses are. You get all the multi-track files, and who knows, maybe Laini The Wildfire will allow us to use one of their songs in maybe next year's mixing hybrid courses. So anyway, thank you so much for watching today. I've been Dave with Mixing Music Analog and mixingmusicanalog.com, and I'll see you guys in the next video.